break for two young police officers and an innocent neighbour murdered in cold blood in an ambush and shootout in Queensland. Disturbing details are emerging about the armed trio who killed them. One was a conspiracy theorist whose twisted ideas led to 6 deaths and left a nation united in grief.
A guard of honour for 2 young constables. And an escort for their bodies from the Darling Downs to Brisbane. Rachel McCrow and Matthew Arnold, just 29 and 26 years old. It was an ambush, unexpected, swift, brutal, and today an attack on them feels like an attack on society.
It is an extremely emotional and challenging time for the Queensland Police Service.
Constable McCrow graduated only last year, Matthew Arnold the year before. Constables Keely Bruff and Randall Kirk, rookies, and the 4 of them headed down this driveway in Wyembla yesterday afternoon at the request of New South Wales Police. They were looking for Nathaniel Train. Their missing person was inside with brother Gareth and his partner Stacey, dressed in fatigues, all armed with rifles and shotguns and willing to use them.
In my opinion, those officers did not stand a chance. The fact that 2 got out alive is a miracle.
Police watched and heard their colleagues being murdered before their killers were killed.
We believe PLI-2 may be discharging rounds. Shots fired. It appears that PLI-2 is attempting to reload. Here the PLI-1 potentially taken around here. PLI-1, no movement. No movement from number 2 and appears to be blood on the ground.
They made the ultimate sacrifice.
As they had approached the front door, Constables Arnold and McCrow were ambushed and shot by the 3 occupants at close range. Rachel McCrow lay wounded, she begged for her life, and they killed her anyway. Constable Randall Kirk was shot in the leg running for cover. Constable Keely Bruff hid in long grass, while neighbour Alan Dare was also killed, shot in the back as he rushed to see what was happening. 16 uniformed officers swarmed the property. A wild shootout ensued, as did extraordinary courage under fire as they retrieved their colleagues' bodies and rescued Alan Dare's wife. She was hiding in the back of a car. Heavily armed tactical police besieged the property, and at 10:30 p.m, Nathaniel Train, Gareth Train and his partner Stacey lay dead. Keely Bruff left the police academy just 8 weeks ago. As she hid, she texted families saying her goodbyes and not only provided ongoing intel, she managed to evade killers intent on murdering her, fearing she might burn to death when they set fire to the grass to flush her out. Chinchilla Police Station, where she serves, is numb.
Police officers don't deserve that.
Luke Mays knew Matthew.
He was always there to lend a hand. He was absolutely great. Absolute top fella.
This is a small community. People here are grateful for those who protect it.
I want you all to know you're loved, appreciated and respected.
At nearby Tara, a minute's silence as well. Rachel and Matthew were stationed here.
He was always joking, always had a smile on his face. He was a good bloke, Matt. Her and I got on good because she was little like me. She's a lovely girl.
So why? There are no firearms registered to this address, no police intelligence suggesting anything like this could happen, and a look at the killer's background is at the same time dark, but also baffling. Nathaniel Train was a school principal. He taught at Walgett in northern New South Wales and Cairns. Stacey was a guidance counsellor in a relationship with both Nathaniel and Gareth, police believe. Their father was a Christian pastor for almost 3 decades.
I've lost 2 children. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say to the police or to anyone else that was involved?
I don't need to talk to you. I've already had a conversation with the police this morning, so I don't need to talk to you.
But Gareth Train has spouted unhinged conspiracy theories for years. We are all pawns, all expendable in the Illuminati game. He describes the Port Arthur massacre as a government psychological operation to disarm the Australian population. Martin Bryant was the perfect patsy. They declared themselves sovereign citizens, not answerable to Australian law, and when the law came to them just to help a missing man.
Unfortunately, this incident is a tragic reminder of the unpredictable nature of policing. Every day, our officers face very real dangers while protecting their communities. With honour, they served.
And let's go live now to Robert Avadia at the scene. Rob, what more can you tell us about Nathaniel Train?
Hi, Mark. Well, it's really hard to believe a man who used to be a school principal was capable of such barbarity. Today we spoke with a senior New South Wales politician who had had dealings with him. He said he left the education system embittered by the process. He fell off the grid, lived in Dubbo for a short time. He was last seen there in December last year, maintained contact with family, but it was six weeks ago that he fell off the grid again. There were concerns for his welfare, which is why a missing persons report was filed, and those 4 officers arrived here yesterday afternoon. Every single one of them, Mark, was wearing body cam. The images, I'm told, are very disturbing.
Robert Avadia in Queensland for us. Thank you. Tributes to the innocent victims, both police and civilian, are being paid right across Australia. Serving officers in particular acknowledging the dangers of the job and suggesting what we all can do to make those risks worthwhile.
At government offices and police stations across the nation, flags at half-mast. In Melbourne, Maroochydore, Tasmania to Toowoomba, at the Queensland Academy, 2 police caps, 2 roses, 2 officers killed searching for a missing person they wish they'd never found. From the Prime Minister, an address to the nation.
With honour, they served, and Australia mourns with you today. We stand with you always.
The shock magnified by the youth of the officers, just 26 and 29.
They were so young, so young. They were incredibly brave.
In Sydney, the New South Wales Premier and Police Minister left flowers at the Police Memorial, where dozens of officers are immortalised.
A very sad day, and our hearts go out to the families of those 2 police officers who lost their lives.
And in Melbourne.
It's an absolute tragedy what's happened in Queensland, and we offer every support.
His Assistant Commissioner noting the Blue family has no borders.
There is a brotherhood and a sisterhood that exists between policing agencies, so it certainly has a massive impact.
Serving officers reflecting on the risks they all face.
You don't expect to go to work to lose your life, and our thoughts go out to those Queensland police officers and their families.
Tributes to for neighbour Alan Dare, who did what neighbours do, went to assist.
A neighbour driven by the instinct to help.
One officer who knows the danger is former South Australian Tactical Officer Derek McManus. Shot 14 times as he served an arrest warrant in 1994.
Every day on the job, whether it's your first day, your 10th year, your 40th year, this sort of thing could happen on any job at all.
Feeling not just for the victims and their families, but colleagues facing thoughts of mortality and survivor guilt.
They'll be feeling like that should have been me. I should have done something more. It is wrong to be thinking like that, but it's very normal as well.
But the public can help.
Even the simplest thing as a member of the public coming up and saying, look, thanks for the service you provide, is an excellent way to provide that care.
Chris Reason, 7 News.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. All Australians are shocked and saddened by this tragic loss of life. 2 Queensland police officers, their lives cut short by this atrocity. Constable Matthew Arnold, just 26 years of age. Constable Rachel McCrow, just 29. Constables from Tara Police Station who lost their lives in this tragedy. I pay tribute to them. I pay tribute as well to their surviving fellow officers, Constable Randall Kirk and Constable Keely Bruff. In addition, I pay tribute to a neighbour driven by the instinct to help. Alan Dare also lost his life in this tragedy. 3 lives cruelly cut short This is indeed a devastating day for everyone who loved these Australians. And our hearts go out to those in the grip of terrible grief. We know that this news has fallen hard on a close-knit and caring Queensland community, as well as a...
Okay, I just want to say, you see how stupid that sounds? This guy's supposed to be the guy who shot the officer, supposed to be a conspiracy theorist and knows about the Illuminati and the Jesuit. But yet, he just shoot for a police officer for apparently no reason, out of the blue. That just sounds stupid. That sounds like you're just trying to make the so-called conspiracy theories people unpredictable and valid. Then they say they have body cam of the footage, but we never get to see it. How ironic. Same script over and over, even in Australia.
Of course, the community to which all police officers belong. Today is a rough day indeed for all police officers and their families. Every officer knows the risk that they face in the line of duty. They are all too aware of the dangers that they face. Yet they do their job, they do it for our community. That is courage, and it is public service at the highest level. And today and every day I pay tribute to each and every one of the police officers who served their local communities and who served their nation. This is not a price that anyone who puts on the uniform should ever pay. We can never count the true cost. My heart goes out to the families and loved ones of all those affected by this tragedy. With honour, they served, and Australia mourns with you today. We stand with you always.